All right. Welcome to a fresh season of the Student Spotlight series. Our guest student today is Zahria Touchstone. Thank you so much for joining us today, Zahria. Yes, thank you. So we're going to jump into it. Let's get started with when and where did you intern?
Okay, so I interned this summer from the end of May to the beginning of August at Dell Technologies. Yeah,
Very cool. Very cool. Congratulations.
thank you. It was really fun.
Yeah. So how did you come about that role?
Okay, so the really the whole academic year, I was a part of this Dell Sales Academy. And so once I got at Dell, I realized that this was something exclusive for this course of time to Huston-Tillotson. And so in the beginning semesters, they really like developed us, um, getting us interested in our own brands. And then in the second semester, which was the spring semester, that's when they started to teach us about sales. And so throughout the course, I learned a lot, and I was really engaged. And because I was so engaged, they asked me to I applied to the sales role, but they also told me to apply for another role. And I didn't get that other role. Um, I was supposed to work under vice president of operations. Instead, my other classmate, Alyssa Nelson, shout out to her, she did end up getting that position. Um, but Dell still had my back because you remember I was still doing really well. So they also wanted to put our students in higher positions. So I was able to work under Senior Vice President Erica Lambert.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so cool to be able to work directly under a VP like that. Oh my gosh. You just absorb.
Yes, it was a lot of knowledge that I learned. I really developed an executive presence there. So that's something that I can truly thank Dell and SBT for.
Awesome. So it sounds like you had a pretty good experience there then. Awesome. So how do you feel that the School of Business and Technology prepared you for this internship?
Okay, so I feel like they definitely prepared me for this internship. Um, at one point, I think it was just any problems that I did face were because of me, but School of Business and Technology definitely did prepare me. I was able to really stand out, and I think that's because Huston-Tillotson, um, I think that comes from like us being an HBCU, but also the School of Business and Technology really putting the pressure on its students in a good way, but really holding us to a high standard of you have to get this done. And also knowing that you're competing, I feel like put me in a really good position to know, okay, I have to perform, I have to produce, and I have to be very results driven. So that that is how SBT really helped me
Gotcha. They like
succeed.
ingrained it in you.
Yes.
So why is it important, do you feel, for students to attend an internship while they're in school?
While they're in school, I definitely feel like it's super important. I can just tell the difference, like when I was talking about that executive presence. So now, I'm like superwoman on campus. But even in my coursework, I realized like there are just some things that I go about differently. The faster you can get into an internship, the better.
Okay.
So, especially working like outside of just your university, but for a Fortune 500 company such as Dell, really gave me the experience of like how to get my point across in a shorter amount of time, being quick and effective because people want results really fast, but also being strategic in my thinking, and going over that as well. Like that executive presence just really built me up to be very confident, and now I can take these skills wherever I go. So
That is excellent, excellent advice. So what would you say to corporations about providing internships to students in the SVT?
Pick us first. That's what I would tell y'all. It's something about Huston-Tillotson that I can truly say we're gonna stand out, and not just in the way that we look, in the way that we speak, but we set the tone, we set the presence, we definitely set the pace, and there folks are gonna have to catch up, so you might as well pick the best.
I love that. That was perfectly worded.
Yeah.
Um, so what advice would you give yourself prior to taking the position?
Keep your foot on the gas, girl. That's definitely what I would tell myself. The thing that I was mentioning of like I got any problems that I faced were me, and it was my fault because I remember in the beginning stages I was like super nervous when people really want to get to know you, specifically at Dell. They really took time. They like roll out the red carpet for interns. They really do. So I should have like, just kept being myself from the beginning, and eventually I really just like was able to, oh my goodness, just wow, this is Zaria, especially during my final presentation. But I would definitely tell myself to just keep going forward, be yourself, and it's better to overproduce than underperform. So definitely stay true to yourself.
Those are magic words right there. Right there. Absolutely. All righty. Well, Zaria, that about wraps us up for our interview.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for your time. Your words of wisdom were so wonderful to have listened to. And thank you so much for sharing with everybody else, sharing your experiences and everything. And please keep us in the loop for the next projects that you have going on.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, it was so great speaking with you and catching up with you today. And I hope that this can be, I hope my words of wisdom can help somebody else. And hopefully you get an internship at Dell Technologies.